Jungkook's snack bag goes viral. How a simple chip keychain became the most wanted fashion item of 2025. Who could have imagined that a bag of potato chips would become the latest obsession of the fashion world? Who could have guessed that the man behind it would be none other than BTS's Jungkook, whose influence, even after years of global dominance, continues to reshape pop culture one unexpected detail at a time. When a single photo surfaced of Jungkook stepping out of a recording studio in Seoul holding a Balenciaga X Lay's potato chip keychain, no one thought it would turn into a full-blown phenomenon. Yet within hours, the world was talking about it, searching for it, and trying to own it. The snack bag, as fans now call it, has become not just a meme or an accessory, but a cultural statement, embodying everything Jungkook represents: effortless cool, subversive style, and an uncanny ability to make the ordinary extraordinary. The moment happened without fanfare. It wasn't a red carpet appearance or a commercial shoot. It was just Jungkook, dressed in his signature oversized hoodie, low-rise cargo pants, and a quiet confidence that seemed to blur the line between comfort and rebellion. Hanging from his bag was a small, glossy yellow keychain shaped exactly like a mini bag of Lay's potato chips. Balenciaga's now infamous collaboration, first seen at their Mud Show runway in 2023, had transformed an everyday object, a $4 snack, into an $1,800 luxury clutch, a satirical critique of consumerism that, in typical fashion world irony, became a bestseller. But in Jungkook's hands, or rather dangling casually from his belt loop, it wasn't satire anymore. It was trend-setting. It was power. It was him. Within minutes of the photo surfacing, social media lit up. "Is that a chip bag?" One fan tweeted in disbelief. "Leave it to Jungkook to make a bag of chips look like high art." Another user wrote, "The man could wear air, and it'd sell out." That wasn't an exaggeration. In less than 24 hours, every store and reseller listing of the Balenciaga X Lay's keychain was completely sold out. The resale price skyrocketed to over $3,000. And it didn't stop there. Fake replicas began flooding marketplaces. Fans crafted DIY versions out of real chip bags, and luxury blogs across Korea, Japan, and the US declared it the fashion moment of the year. But behind the memes and headlines lies a deeper truth. This wasn't just about an accessory. It was about the return of Jungkook, the global icon who had been largely out of public sight during BTS's military hiatus. His appearance, though brief, sent ripples through an industry that had been waiting impatiently for the group's full comeback. BTS's enlistment period had left a vacuum in K-pop, a space slowly filled by rising acts like AHOF, the rookie group whose debut EP Who We Are sold over 369,000 copies in its first week. They had just secured their first music show win and were being hailed as the Monster Rookies of 2025. Yet, even amid the new generation's rise, Jungkook's casual studio photo managed to eclipse every trending topic that week. It wasn't about competition, it was about presence. And Jungkook's presence is something no one can replicate. The timing of the viral photo couldn't have been more symbolic. Only months earlier, BTS had officially completed their military service, marking the end of an era of waiting. The world knew a reunion was inevitable, but not when. Rumors swirled about studio sessions, global partnerships, and the possibility of a surprise performance. So when Jungkook appeared that night, the internet didn't just see a fashion moment. It saw a signal. Was this the start of something? Was BTS preparing to break the silence? The chip bag became a clue, a breadcrumb in the trail of mystery that always seems to surround the group, and then came the numbers. Within a week of the photo going viral, searches for Balenciaga Lay's keychain increased by 2,800%. TikTok videos using the tag #Jungkook snack bag racked up over 120 million views. Fashion magazines rushed to publish explainers about the keychain's origin, its symbolism, and its meteoric resale value. But the most fascinating part wasn't the sales or the metrics, it was the emotional pull. Fans didn't just want the bag because it was trendy. They wanted it because he had it. Jungkook has long been known as a style chameleon, someone who never tries too hard, yet always defines the trend. Whether it's his simple black tees, his tattoos, or his messy hair tied back with an elastic band, he embodies a kind of authenticity that the fashion industry often tries and fails to manufacture. To understand why the snack bag phenomenon feels so powerful, you have to look at the context. BTS, even during their mandatory service, never truly left the spotlight. Every magazine ranking, every fan vote, every retrospective of K-pop's evolution still mentioned them. Jungkook's placement at number 4 on the top 100 most handsome faces of K-pop 2025 wasn't just a beauty acknowledgement, it was proof of his sustained cultural relevance. In an industry that moves at lightning speed, where even chart-topping idols can fade within months, Jungkook remained an immovable figure. And his viral moment only reinforced that the world hadn't moved on. It had been waiting. Balenciaga's creative director Demna, known for turning mundane objects into luxury symbols, couldn't have asked for better publicity. When asked in an interview about Jungkook's viral photo, Demna smiled cryptically. "It's funny," he said, "how something designed to question value becomes valuable only when the right person touches it." That right person was Jungkook. And once again, he didn't need to say a word to dominate headlines across continents. But perhaps what makes this story so irresistibly fascinating isn't just the glamour, it's the subtle rebellion. Jungkook's style has always defied labels. He doesn't wear luxury to flaunt wealth. He wears it to rewrite meaning. By pairing the Balenciaga chip bag with his relaxed streetwear and natural confidence, he flipped the narrative. The keychain wasn't mocking consumerism anymore. It was mocking the idea that status defines style. He turned irony into intimacy. It wasn't a statement about money. It was a statement about identity. As the frenzy continues, journalists have begun tracing the ripple effect of Jungkook's unexpected fashion moment. Small fashion houses across Seoul have reported increased demand for ordinary-inspired accessories. Designers are experimenting with humor, absurdity, and nostalgia, the very elements that made the snack bag moment resonate. People are tired of perfection, says fashion analyst Park Jeon. They want something that feels spontaneous, playful, and human. Jungkook reminded the world that fashion isn't about what you wear, it's about who you are when you wear it. Yet even as the trend spreads, the mystery around Jungkook's reemergence deepens. Where was he headed that night? Why that studio? Was it a recording session for solo work, or could it be related to BTS's long-awaited comeback? HYBE has, as usual, remained silent, letting the internet do the storytelling. But insiders whisper about movement inside the company, production teams being reactivated, marketing divisions being briefed, and industry insiders describing unusual midnight schedules. The timing of Jungkook's appearance, his effortless style, his calm demeanor, felt less like coincidence and more like foreshadowing. Because if there's one thing ARMY knows, it's that Jungkook never does anything by accident. Every appearance, every accessory, every small action carries a ripple effect that turns into a wave. The snack bag is no exception. To the untrained eye, it's a chip keychain. To the world, it's the spark of a new cultural moment. To ARMY, it's a sign that the silence is about to break. And maybe that's why the obsession won't die down. Because deep down, everyone senses it. This isn't just about fashion. It's about anticipation. About a comeback that feels closer than ever. About a world waiting for 7 silhouettes to stand together again on one stage. Until then, the snack bag remains more than an accessory. It's a message. And Jungkook, as always, is the messenger who doesn't need to speak for the world to listen. For weeks, social media has not stopped talking about it. Not the latest song, not a brand new MV, but a keychain. A yellow, glossy lace chip bag dangling from Jungkook's outfit, immortalized in a single paparazzi shot, has now evolved into a movement known online as #TheSnackBagEffect. But what lies beneath the glitter, memes, and chaos is something far more significant. A cultural pulse shift led once again by Jungkook, the golden magne who refuses to fade. Even in silence, as global media outlets scramble to decode the snack bag phenomenon, analysts and insiders are starting to agree on one thing: this was no coincidence. Whether it was instinct or intention, Jungkook's reemergence right after BTS's military completion has reignited a dormant storm. For 2 years, the world watched from afar as the 7 members fulfilled their national duty. There were tears when Jeon enlisted, waves of emotions when J-Hope followed, and a collective ache when Jungkook, the youngest, quietly entered training in 2024. But that ache was also anticipation. Everyone knew that once the final salute was made, something monumental would follow, and perhaps that moment began with a Keychain. When the photo dropped, it wasn't through an official channel or a scheduled press release. It came from an unverified fan account, a blurry shot posted at 1:47 a.m. Korean time, captioned only, "Is that Jungkook?" The picture was raw, unfiltered, and oddly cinematic. Dim studio lights spilling from behind a frosted glass door, a sliver of Jungkook's face half hidden beneath his hoodie, and that gleaming yellow keychain catching the light like a secret. Within 30 minutes, the post had 200,000 retweets. Within a day, major outlets like Vogue Korea, Harper's Bazaar Japan, and Billboard picked up the story. And by the second day, the Balenciaga-Lay's collaboration, once a niche collector's item, had become the defining image of 2025 street culture. But the real question wasn't what Jungkook was wearing. It was why now? Industry whispers began circulating almost immediately. Sources within HYB's production network suggested that the studio where Jungkook was seen, a discreet space in Hanamdong known for its soundproof privacy, was recently rented by a global recording project. Fans pieced together grainy snapshots, matching them to known BTS recording spots used during Proof and Map of the Soul. Some claimed to hear faint vocals leaking from the area days later. Others insisted that staff vehicles marked with Big Hit Creative were spotted in the vicinity. It all pointed to one thing: the gears of BTS's next era had started turning again, and if Jungkook's snack bag sighting was truly a hint of that, it was a masterstroke of timing. While rookie groups like AHWF and Zenith were dominating charts with explosive debuts, and K-pop was experiencing what critics called the fourth wave, BTS's quiet return could not have been more disruptive. Jungkook's effortless reappearance reminded everyone that trends come and go, but legends don't need permission to reclaim their throne. AHOF's main vocalist JL, who had just ranked number 3 on the 2025 Most Handsome Faces of K-pop, was even asked about Jungkook's photo in a live interview. His answer? Honestly, that man makes everything look cooler. We all grew up watching him. He's the standard. The clip went viral too, the standard. It's a word that follows Jungkook everywhere. His fashion choices have long defined youth culture, blending the line between accessibility and aspiration. From wearing a $15 white tee to pairing it with luxury sneakers, Jungkook has mastered the art of turning simplicity into statement. But the snack bag wasn't just fashion, it was narrative. It symbolized irony, playfulness, and the refusal to be boxed into seriousness. In a world that often sees luxury as untouchable, Jungkook made it feel fun again. Fans even coined the phrase snack gore, a playful nod to his ability to transform consumer irony into aesthetic identity. And as it turns out, brands notice. Balenciaga's Seoul flagship reported a 320% increase in foot traffic the week after the viral photo. Korean media outlets dubbed it the Jungkook surge. Even Lay's, the original snack brand, posted a cheeky tweet. "Guess we're luxury now, winking face hashtag thanks Jungkook." It became one of the brand's most liked tweets in history. But what keeps this story pulsing isn't just sales or fashion. It's the emotional undercurrent. The realization that BTS's world dominance didn't pause. It simply transformed. For years, Jungkook has carried the image of perfection. The youngest, the most talented, the face that could melt billboards and break YouTube records overnight. Yet the snack bag moment reminded the world that his allure isn't in perfection. It's in authentic chaos. He didn't pose for that photo. He didn't announce a collaboration. He didn't say a word. And still, he shook an entire industry. That silence speaks louder than any teaser. Because what if the snack bag moment is a teaser? Multiple fan theories have started connecting dots. Jungkook's recent sighting at the HYBE building, the reported activity of BTS producers, and snippets of conversations between staff hinting at a multi-concept project dropping before the end of 2025. Even the color of the keychain, yellow, has become symbolic in ARMY forums. Some fans note that yellow was the accent color in the Butter promotions, suggesting continuity or a callback to the group's global dominance era. Others interpret it differently. Yellow for sunshine, renewal, new beginnings.